Talen Energy stock just jumped 24% after a massive $3.5 billion gas plant buy. This is happening in the capacity-crunched PJM grid, where AI data centers are hogging all the juice. But is this power play a lasting surge? Stick around to find out why TLN could be your ultimate energy hedge.
Gary, moving on to another DKI portfolio position, Talen Energy. We're talking about their surge again. So I love this. Few quick wins, small wins, leading to bigger wins, and so forth. Really excited for DKI subscribers. You're talking about electric rates will rise due to people using ChatGPT to make funny photos. Gary, what does that mean? Thing number 4, Talen Energy surges on $3.5 billion power plant play and a blowout auction. My goodness, I need a breath.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. So Talen Energy has been a DKI position for a little over a year. And that time the stock has more than tripled. I think our entry point was either 115 or 118, something like that. Yep. We want to give credit. Enrique Abeda was the one who introduced the idea to us. If you look at Deep Knowledge Investing's YouTube channel from about a year ago, you can see we've got me and Enrique talking about the stock. Enrique laying out his thesis on the company. Good for him. Congratulations. Thank you, Enrique. Tons of credit there. And certainly DKI subscribers are happy having, this on our position sheets, more than tripling in about a year. So a week ago, Talen Energy stock rose by 24% in one day as the company announced a plan to buy 2 natural gas power plants for this $3.5 billion. Not coincidentally, these plants are both located in the nearby Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland interconnection market, where a day earlier, the White House announced plans to make Pittsburgh an AI hub with huge investments made in new data centers. We remind you that each individual data center can use as much electricity as an entire city and requires constant uptime. You can't use solar or wind for these kinds of projects. You either need natural gas or nuclear. Talen has both. Even small power outages can cause problems. So that's what's going on there. And the power demands of these hyperscalers have created a shortage of electricity supply in the market. Talen's benefiting from that.
Yeah. So Gary, my question is, and we hinted at it in the beginning segment, is if the hyperscalers that are building these data centers, they're bidding, as I understand it, against these homeowners for this capacity, I got to imagine that's just creating for the consumer increase in electricity rates and pricing on their electric bill.
It's gotten insane, Rob. So after rising 24% on the news of this $3.5 billion of acquisitions last Wednesday, Talen stock rose another 8% on news that this same Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland interconnection market is out of capacity. They don't have enough power. And again, each of these AI data centers use enormous amounts of electricity. They've taken up all the excess supply. As a result, they had an auction where rates skyrocketed just like they did a year or two ago. So the electric rates in that market have gone up an enormous amount in the last few years. I mean, we've talked before about the CPI being inaccurate. This isn't even close. These are gigantic changes. And the thing is, the change in rates in that auction benefits Talen. So here's the thing. People's summer air conditioning bills are going to be huge, absolutely enormous. And, you talked before, we can blame everyone using ChatGPT to, make funny images or, whatever it is. But that's going to be life now. So the good news here is that you could have hedged your electric bill by owning Talen. And that's been a huge plus for DKI subscribers, where, again, we've made more than triple our money in just over a year. It's also a huge positive for DKI's large uranium position. And so we have been long huge amounts of energy. And if you want to understand why, in one sense, I want everybody to think over the last few years about how many times you've heard people complain about higher power prices, higher electric bills, higher gas prices. Hey, guess what? Now you know why we own energy, right? We might as well sell it to ourselves and grab the profits. That's really what it is.
Yeah. Hey,
so, Right. When my electric bill goes up, I mean, I don't like paying it. I don't like writing the check, but I'm not unhappy.
Yeah, in a very roundabout way. It's just whoop right back in there.
Exactly.
Chat
Right.
GPT away, folks. Chat GPT away. If you have a problem, I know the green crowd. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. Solutions, questions, no problem. Give us a
And
thumbs down. We'd love that too.
yeah, and by the way, don't blame us. We are not the people who created ChatGPT. We just understand the
I
financial
was at
implications of it.
I was at a AI panel, which was Neil Sahota. He's actually counsel to the UN on AI strategy, policy, etc. Very impressive gentleman. It's part of an organization called Seed Consulting Group that I was a part of in the past. So shout out to them. But Neil got up there, and one of the things he said was, yeah, okay, you want to be green, you're gonna buy a electric vehicle. Well, are you planning to trade the electric vehicle in every 3 years like you do with your gas powered vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And so it was just funny perspective, right? Yeah, I want to help the environment, climate change because I'm going to drive an electric vehicle, but I also want a new car every 4 or 5 years as well. So
I got to tell you, Rob, one of the most cynical things that the companies that market to the environmental movement has done
yes,
is
I know what you're doing.
instead of convincing people that being environmentally conscious means consuming less, they've turned environmentalism into a consumer good. If you
Yep,
buy our products,
yep,
you're a good person. If you buy
yep,
our products, you
yep.
care about the planet. They've
That's right.
made consumption into
Yeah.
basically a mark of good environmental stewardship, which, if you think about it, is kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. And then Neil said, okay, well, how about this? I stopped shaving with water. And they go, well, Neil, you're not going to solve water issues by not shaving with water, right? He goes, well, yeah, but now my brother doesn't shave with water, and he told his friend, and he doesn't shave with water. So what happens now when you have a million of those people actually doing something on a day by day by day by day basis? So, anyways, we could go on and on. We got to keep this moving. Thank you so much for watching. This is the LVS Crushes earnings issue. I forgot to mention it in the beginning. We actually have 6 things. So bonus session, extra value, always coming through, Gary, for the DKI Deep Thinkers and subscribers. Again, head to our website, deepknowledgeinvesting.com. Please like, subscribe, dislike, tell us why. Make fun of Gary's hair, my hair, I guess. Whoever's hair you want to make fun of, we'll take all of it. And then we'd love if you would consider subscribing. $100 a month gets you access to the entire site unlocked for everything you could possibly want.